So the hidden floor basically is a location filled with data of people stored there, and it's also created its own data of people and an environment. So it created a whole location. So it has past versions of people who made it to the hidden floor, and not everybody makes it to the hidden floor, but all the family leaders, for the most part, have made it, including Jahad. And we learn a lot from this.
I was gonna say
They-
think like the video game world in Hunter x Hunter.
yeah, I think that's a good comp. Very good comp for what it is. So we get it. The first portion is cool. Like we get all this. I really like the sworn enemy stuff because we get a lot of very interesting concepts and like lore for certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Bam's sworn enemy is himself, and then we meet. Oh fuck, what's his name? What's blonde dude's name? That's not one.
He was the floor master for the testing grounds.
Yeah, I forget his name. He returns to the story. How'd you feel about that?
I thought it was because I thought he was really interesting in season one, and so like I'm glad that we got to see like a younger version of him and like kind of more of a child like version of him because he was like a little bit more childish, but he was always mysterious and like horror farming even back then. Even though he's not like one of the strongest, he's like one of the most clever, if that makes sense.
For sure. Um, so he returns, he helps Bam figure everything out. We also find out that this is like not the real hidden floor. There's another hidden floor, but they made a separate hidden floor. Like there's a lot going on regarding this. This was a cool for what it was. The other interesting sworn enemy is the snake charmer with Endorsi.
Mm-hmm.
That one was very interesting. What you thought about him?
It kind of showed some depth to Endorsi and like how she's not all just raw. Like she's not a shallow character. Like there's some depth there to the shit that she's gone through.
Yeah, so basically the snake charmer somehow met Endorsi. Endorsi,
He helped raise her.
yes, she didn't have parents. She was adopted by two individuals. The snake charmer met her. The snake charmer killed both of her adopted parents, raised her to be a princess of Jahad for some reason. We don't know why. And was manipulating her entire life to make her into a princess and was doing a lot of scummy shit. And it's very obvious based on how Endorsi acts is that she hates this guy, but she recognized what he did for her, of course, at the same time. It's like a weird dynamic between those two. Um,
It's like
we
having
also
parents.
you say what?
It's like having an abusive parent.
Exactly. The abusive parents that try to make you like the like queen or whatever, but will do the worst things to put you up there, basically. Um, Fast forward, nothing very interesting. Rachel obviously is not put in the same location. She meets one of the four bosses, helps out the group, and then we find out that there's something bigger going on, and we meet some other individuals, such as one of the most badass family leaders we've met so far, Coon's dad, Adon, Coon Adon, dog. How'd you feel about meeting him?
No, he was really dope. Kind of how I imagined. We also got to meet another crew member. I forgot what her name was. So we got to
We
meet a few.
met
We got
Masani and we met Marco.
yeah. Marco was cool, and Sonny she was really interesting. Uh, did you meet her older version like in the real world?
Yeah, we meet her when she confronts Bam's teacher.
Yeah. So like you kind of see like she grew up for like the worst in a way. Like she definitely became a lot more bitter and cold and things like that than compared to how she was back then. So that
She's
was
kind of a psychopath.
yeah. Like we knew that like there was you could tell like back like in her younger version there was definitely something driving her, but like you kind of see how it made her cold later on in the later on when she's older. So that was interesting, and also seeing how like she went up against Jahad and she was willing like her old younger version was so willing to go up against Jahad, but now she's like serving him.
Yeah, but not really serving him because she has an ulterior motive we see constantly when she's dealing with certain people. She I think she said it verbatim that she just wants chaos. She just wants war. She's like she's like Thorkel. She's insane. Um so we get to meet Adon, Marco, and Mashani. They are going to help Bam and everything take down the hidden floor because Jahad has basically co-opted it. So King Jahad told Kid Jahad or past Jahad to take charge, delete everybody because I don't want them to get something certain information from him. So that he's been basically oppressing it and changing it, and everybody has been getting wrong. The only person who did not fall in line was Adon. He's the only one, and he's been kind of like waiting to battle, and he wanted to align with the son of V, Bam himself. Adon obviously knows who V is. So this is happening. We also meet another coon, Coon's cousin, Kesia, who's his sworn enemy. And then we find out about Coon's backstory a little bit. So apparently, Coon, what happened with him is his sister, his oldest sister, was going to be a princess of Jahad. And him, his cousin Kaseya, and his sister, like they were very close. Coon was super intelligent, so he was going to help his older sister to like become a princess of Jahad. But for some reason, he betrayed her and aligned with Maria to help her become a princess of Jahad. So that forced Maria eventually beat out Kun's older sister. Because Kun's older sister did not become a princess of Jahad, she ended up killing herself. So indirectly, Kun caused the death of his older sister to help Maria, but we don't know why he helped Maria. What did you think about this backstory of Kun when you heard it?
Finally like showed like why he is the way he only some of the reasons why he is the way he is. So I thought that was interesting. My I wonder what he's gonna I wonder how he's going to not develop, but I wonder how it's gonna lead later on because I feel like that's the only thing that's gonna like really get in the way of him and Bam is his own shit.
Yeah, I'm very curious too because Kun was willing to do some pretty messed up stuff, but he really likes Bam. But how far is that going to go is the question. Um, then we meet another dog. Character introduction, Jahad. And one thing that should stand out very clearly to people when they see Jahad, he looks exactly like Wongon. Like exactly like Wongon.
Mm-hmm.
So Jahad introduction, kid or past version Jahad introduction. Did he live up to your expectations? Is he a dog?
He did, but he also made me like really interested because like he seems like such a like an interesting person. He seems like such an interesting character. Like you just want to get to know, like there's something unique about him, and you just want to get to know him. But you can also tell that like he's a little off.
He is. Jihad isn't doesn't seem like pure evil, and Adon even talked about it before. Like he didn't used to be this way. Something changed him. What? I don't know. Maybe Lonnie knows, but something changed him. Um. So Jihad obviously starts to realize that Bammy is here for a reason, and he wants to stop him. So we get a confrontation between Bam and Jihad. Bam is outmatched. He's not even close to Jihad strength at this point. And then a deal was made when we see Jihad and Adon confront each other. And Adon basically said, I'm going to train him. Give me a month. He's going to be strong enough to fight you and beat you. So they made a deal. While this is going on, we get a little bit about Yura. Now, we didn't really talk about Yura in this entire thing, even though she technically has been an important character this entire time. But she's a girl that's been helping Rachel accomplish her goals. And her goal was the entire time to come to the hidden floor and find her mother. That is her goal. And her mother or her brother, one of them, and find out basically what's going on. So basically, what happened with Yura's from the Ha family. And this is another reason why the entire like family leader drama is fucked up. So her mother gave birth with a person who was a descendant of a family who betrayed the 10 families. Oh, we'll touch upon that. There's something about Rack that we got to talk about as well in terms of his lore, which is fucking huge as well. Um, but Yura's mother gave birth with a person who was a descendant of a family who betrayed the 10 families. The cursed people, they can't produce, but she wanted to produce. So I believe she came to the hidden floor, had 2 kids. One of the kids is Yura, the other kid is the boy. The boy stayed here. The only one of them was survived, so Yura was able to like live in the normal world. The boy had to stay in the hidden floor world because he could not live if he went to the normal world. And she was trying to find like there's a weird thing because she broke herself up into like a data version and a real version. She was able to do all this. Like I have to remember, it's like a very complicated scenario. Um, and then Yura wanted to come back and see this other version because her mother eventually died because of all the like the politics. Basically, everybody part of the Ha family ostracized her, casted her aside because whatever. And then she went to go see her brother. Come to find out, her brother's body was possessed by a big breeder, which is basically an AI in the hidden floor created by Jahad, who wanted a real body. And then her mother died because her son is technically dead, and she didn't see him, this AI version of her, as him. And Yura came to meet him and found out mother dead. This is not my brother. This is an AI that took over my brother's body. A lot to her little mini story, but that's kind of the general gist. How do you feel about that?
Um, like you said, it touched more on like the drama between the families. Like the 10 great families, they're just a mess. Uh, and it just leads to all types of different chaos. So yeah, it was a cool like little mini segment.
It was for a character that they've been building up for a while. We eventually fast forward, um, and okay, we'll talk about descendants and direct descendants when we get to Iraq a little bit because that's an important part. Uh, so Adon tells Bam a little bit about his father V, who Adon said should have been the king of the tower, not Jahad. He also said V cared about ordinary people. So, like, he was supposed to be this good person. He also was teaching him about Shinsu, quality, internal, external, tension, condensing power into like this ability. V was the best at condensing Shinsu, and Eurasia is another family leader we'll eventually meet, who's the best wave controller, apparently. We found out Bam's quality is an orb. Rax is a stone shield, and Kuhn's an ice spear, which is very rare for the Kuhn family to have ice-based abilities. So all of them have special, unique properties. Now, Rack having a stone shield stood out because Rack is known as a native one, and his power works like a direct descendant. So we get a little bit lore of there's another kind of species that was killed out by Jahad who are native to, I think, the tower,
Yeah,
and basically they're individuals who can control elements. You want to talk about it?
yeah. No, like, we know that like once Jihad got into power, uh, they dive into it a little bit more in season 3. But one of the main things that he did as soon as like he like kind of took over the tower was attack these creatures called like the Ancient Ones and things like that, and they were like mini like demigods and things like that of the tower on separate floors, but they were like respected. Some were like deities, some were like protectors to certain areas and stuff like that. No one really knows why he decided like just attack them and like try to wipe them out, but it's one of the major crimes that he committed against the tower.
Yeah, apparently they called the original like the ancient giant. Kind of think of it like the Avatar back in the day, like a monster version of it that controlled all the elements or whatever. So yeah, Rack is very important lineage connected to them. We also get a little bit about the pink sleeping hair girl, What you would have to assume is like part of the same family as the other sleeping boy because they both fall asleep all the time.
Hmm.
Um, and she noted that she wants to make her family, the Fonseca family, dream decision come true. So she has a motive as well that we're going to learn about. And in order to make that happen, she's sticking with Bam because Bam is the key to all of that. So that's a little subplot. Did that manifest at all from where you ended, or is this like she hasn't done anything yet?
I don't think anything's happened with her yet. I'd have to double check. But yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. Fast forward, Bam's training is pretty much done. His he encounters his sworn enemy. Bam's orb absorbed his sworn enemy, so now Bam has his sworn enemy inside of him, the colossal soul inside of him, the millions of souls from Hoken inside of him, and the red Thrice inside of him, and the thorn demon inside of him.
And also the but his sworn enemy is another version of him, so he just has access to another version of him.
Yeah, apparently. So shout out Bam, the ultimate glutton. Um, so fast forward, we also see that there is there's another force that is just as strong as Adon, just as strong as Jahad, just chilling here. Of Guess who it is? You also should already know who could be that individual that's just as strong as them. Yeah, a past version of Eric is just chilling over here, basically. Um,
A flawed version.
Flawed version. So he's actually very pissed because there can't be an imperfect version of Uric. So that kind of tells you like how much pride he has in himself that he would rather destroy the world than be an imperfect version of himself. So shout out kid version of Uric. And then we get the fight between Bam and Jahad. Is this the best fight of Tower of God so far? Bam versus Jahad?
No.
What fight did you think was better? Like, not from where, like
No,
this
from
point.
where it's definitely up there. I'd say for some reason, I don't know if it was better, but Jahad fighting that coon girl, I thought was
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
because it also just showed like how far Jahad is, and he wasn't even a ranker then; he was still like a regular.
Fair. But Bam was getting washed this entire time. Jahad was messing around. And then Bam walked the fuck in. And he started putting his paws on Jahad. Once Bam ignited his thorn and started getting those thorns and all that stuff, he became straight demon. And Jahad, now to be fair, this is regular Jahad. This is not, there's not even close to how strong he is now. And if Bam wanted to even compete with normal Jahad, he has to be as strong as regular Jahad at least. So this was a big moment for him to showcase that he can compete with the big dogs. He competed with the big dogs. Bam was locked the fuck in this fight against Jahad. How would you feel about Bam's glow up basically?
I was super proud because I was just like, oh, he's proven that he's like one of them ones. Like we know Bam at this point is like one of them ones, but it showed like a group. It showed like growth and like how he is going to be that change in that tower, and how he is. I don't know how he's him.
He
And what
is.
I don't know. I feel like the Bam's growth is like one of the craziest things in like in manhwa manga, just like in terms of like how quickly he grows and evolves, and just how like more in depth his character gets like every time he has to deal with something.
Nah, for sure. He is. His growth is insane. Okay, so the fight is about over. I think you could argue that the fight was basically a draw between regular Jahad and Bam.
I still feel
And,
like Jahad was holding back.
and the reason why I feel like you can say that is because he started really liking Bam. Matter of fact, he said he wanted Bam to meet Jahad to show him a new experience. Because one thing that he kept on pointing out is like he was getting kind of bored. Like once you're that powerful,
You're bored.
like there's Yeah, you're alone, you're bored, there's nothing new. He wanted Bam to show him a new experience. Well, he had a chance because the real fucking Jahad just showed up in the story, and that dude was he was a demon. He was like that. You can feel that this guy is like different. Oh, I should have put this out too. Every time a princess confronts with Jahad, like even when Endorsi confronted regular Jahad, she fell in a trance. Like princesses struggle being in the presence of Jahad. Something to point out. Um, Real Jahad showed up. Did you expect him to show up
No, I
in
didn't.
this?
I was like, what the fuck?
It was a what the fuck. And so this happened. Past version Jahad technically was able to reason with real Jahad. And this also, I think this leans into what you were saying before, which I agree with. Jahad is not pure evil because he could have just killed Bam and he decided not to. He kind of allowed Bam to just go. Now, this could have been a bad decision because of what we find out a little bit later on his part,
I think he's gonna really regret that decision, in my opinion. But
for sure. But he left him alive. He took the key, though, which was going to be used to try to kill him. Um, but with that said, that key was still taken. That key was taken by Rachel's demon. And not only was that taken, but the rings were taken, and all of it was given to one person. That man, Guston. Guston has everything he needs to potentially kill Jahad. Or not everything. He has a lot of what he needs to potentially kill Jahad. While this is happening, Wong Non came across a sword that helped him, that's like powering up him. And apparently the sword is like saying like it will help him if he does one thing. He needs to kill one person. And I'm assuming he's gonna have to kill Bam. I think that is what my assumption is. But two crazy things that has happened at the end of this, like Gustong getting all these weapons, kind of fooling Bam and Rachel to get what he needs to take out Jahad, as well as Wong not getting this sword, as well as Jahad not killing Bam, but Bam confronting Jahad for the first time. All right, a lot of crazy thing happened at the end of that. What did you? How are you feeling?
well, I thought it showed that Guston, he's not necessarily like it's hard to tell whether he's going to be an antagonist or an ally, especially around that because like he wants to kill Jahad, but obviously he has like his own motives. So with Jahad, like you said, it showed that like he's not all bad, but also like you can tell that he's. It seems like he's also has like his own agenda. He's also up to something as well. And like the author said, if Bam and Jahad like met, like climbed the tower at the same time, they'd be best friends.
Yeah, they did say that's a great point. It's interesting. That's why we concept what happened to Jahad. Like, what made him become like this? And I'm very curious to see like what decision Bam eventually comes onto when he eventually meets Jahad officially. So that was the hidden floor arc. Another thing that I got to point out is like Rachel almost killed Coon. That's a big thing to happen. But we'll talk about that in regards to the next arc to kind of come full circle, the final arc of this saga. But anything else on the hidden floor before we move on?
On the hidden floor arc, no, yeah, no, because we I think we covered everything.